Hi Aries, and welcome to your daily video. I hope all of you are doing well. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see what is coming up here in the energies for all of you, and I hope all of you are fantastic. I do have some new items if you want to check out my website. I have a soap that smells really amazing. It smells so good. I bought it. It smells amazing, so I'm reselling it if anybody's interested. And then the other thing, I have a hex box coming, which is a blocking or breaking a hex box. It's not to cause a hex, it's to break a hex box. So that will be coming maybe Wednesday of next week, I want to say. So let's see what we have here for you, Aries. So as soon as we have literally Saturn going direct, which will be good, you know, you'll set the tone. You passed all the tests of this past repeating cycle. We have Mercury retrograde. So we have communication. We have phones, cell service, maybe recording equipment, travel, anything where you're trying to quickly get a message across to somebody. That's Mercury. Mercury is fast. It is also a masculine. And because it takes action to talk. Feminine is more like the energy of just receiving and observing. But Mercury is definitely a masculine energy. And so is Mars. And we've had Mars direct. I mean, Mars direct through Scorpio was very intense. It's kind of like no getting around it. Let's see what we have here. Show us what's coming in for Aries. You're intellectually clear. So you are seeing something clearly for exactly what it is. It could be something that is not exactly good for you. So this is the Oracle deck of Heaven and Hell. And that's what it's called, Heaven and Hell. So dealing with things where you see something, says intellectual lucidity. You see it very clear for what it is. There's no, you know, even though we have Neptune retrograde, well, Neptune retrograde would make it clear. You would see it clearly. But with Uranus retrograde conjunct Neptune, it's weird. You're like, what? Like, that is super weird. Uranus is innovative and also, you know, different, breaks the mold. It is the energy of, so Uranus is the outlier. It's different. When it's retrograde and it's pulled back, that could be something highly unusual that is not you, but it's something around you. Or it could be something you're having an awakening about internally. You're realizing, hey, this is really unconventional. It could also be something disruptive. And the opposite energy of this is a vice. A vice is something where once you're into it, and once you're, you know, it's not good for you, kind of like chocolate. Like if you're really into chocolate and you're like, I want chocolate with breakfast, I want a chocolate muffin, I want a chocolate croissant, then at lunch I'm going to have chocolate ice cream, I'm going to have chocolate at dinner or dessert. You're just eating chocolate like all the time. It's really not very good for you. It has fat in it, it has a high fat content. Unless you're doing sugar-free, it is kind of a vice. I mean, sugar is kind of a vice. You may enjoy sugar, but it's really not good for you at all. Refined sugar. So you see something clearly for what it is, intellectually. Extortion. Credit cards with a really high interest rate. You might just be like, I saw one yesterday and I was like, so it's a credit card you could sign up for, and it said our annual fee is $795. I'm like, huh? I've never heard of that in my life. I thought, What? Like, an annual fee should be 40 bucks, 80 bucks, maybe. $795 annual fee. And then 35% interest rate. I was like, oh no. Yeah, so you see something clearly for what it is. It's a vice. Treason and revolt, which is challenging to someone's loyalty. Okay? Feeling like you have to be loyal to something, but then at the same time kind of like, I don't want to do that. I don't want that. Why am I loyal to a vice? If it's a vice, why would I be loyal to a vice? Something that's not good for me. Wow. Long-term longevity. So what does it require for a long-term, long commitment to something? I would say it requires consistency. It requires something that's going to be healthy for you or for me. Like, it has to be healthy. Longevity has to be consistent. For many years, YouTube was consistent, and then as soon as they like disrupted it quickly, it says here haste, something that's hasty, done in haste, it disrupts longevity. So whatever that would mean to you, something that is hasty and disrupts longevity. So yeah, YouTube has done a lot of these quick and last minute changes where it really disrupts the platform. It's internal. Most of it is internal. And it makes it hard for you to stay with something and feel committed to something if they're making all these crazy, like, behind the scenes changes. Okay. Reconciling. So there's something here about reconciliation, family conflict. So again, there's something done in haste. There's something that's not good for you, a vice. You want to stay loyal, but you can't. It may be very hard for you to reconcile depending on the situation. So intellectual lucidity, you're seeing something very clear for what it is. You want to stay loyal to it, but you can't because of something that is hasty, that threatens longevity. Yeah. You may have really liked something, and you may have, it says love and submission versus cruelty. So you may have really enjoyed something, liked something. You may have taken part in something, but then you found out, wow, this is really cruel. I like how there's like a crow here. I love crows. I feel like they're very spiritually protective. When I've been in a spot where things are just going haywire, there's always like a crow or a raven that shows up. I'm like, okay. And they look right at me. Like, they come close and they're like looking right at me. I'm like, okay. Love and submission versus cruelty. Yeah, so I mean, obviously you can't do something where someone or a situation, people, groups are cruel. It does exist. There is cruelty. People are, I don't know. It's something I've spent a lot of time considering over the past 2 to 3 weeks. When someone else is in pain, someone else can be compassionate, or they can see it as an opportunity that that person is weak and I'm going to be cruel to them. So cruelty is the taking advantage of another person's vulnerability. Cruelty can also be intentional harm. It's not okay. Cruelty is like in our legal system, in our city, in our society. However, cruelty does go on. And I've been considering for a long, long time here, long time, maybe a month. Why is cruelty a thing? I think it's because there's a lack of resources, there's a lack of money, and as long as mentally somebody can keep somebody else suppressed and down, not feeling like crap, not feeling good about themselves, feeling like they're lower or lesser, then that person feels like they're always winning. Like they're always winning, you're always losing. And as long as that's the way it is, because, I see cruelty all the time. I see it and I experience it. I've had people be very cruel to me when I'm being, especially when I'm caught up, when I'm just, my defenses are down and I'm being kind and I'm being charitable. That's when they like go right in. And I have just really thought a lot about it. Like, and it's all, I mean, there's, many religions. It doesn't really matter. It's people. And I thought, well, what is the gain? The gain is superiority. People are feeling superior when you're just like, I don't know. It's very odd. I've thought so much about it though. I think the other person feels good and they feel justified and they feel good about themselves when they've been very cruel to someone else, or, thinking about like animal cruelty. Why are people cruel to animals? Like, I don't understand that. I think they get a superiority, a feeling of I'm better than you. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. We shouldn't live in a world of cruelty, but it's there. Other people promote cruelty towards other people. Okay, we have lust and a weak will versus clemency. Okay. So it's important to stay strong even when you feel like you're being suppressed or taken advantage of, or someone's being cruel to you. Stay strong in your power. Stay strong in your own power. Just be resilient, Be steadfast. Because the most cruel people are, it can be people who know you. It can be people who don't know you. It's all about like winning and being superior. Oh, atheists. Dealing with atheists. Having a revelation about someone who is an atheist. That makes sense. If they don't think that they're ever going to have to justify their actions before like God on a day of judgment or karma here in our energy now, why would it ever matter? If you're an atheist and why would it ever matter? It wouldn't. It would not matter to be cruel to people just because you can. I had someone say that to me before. This woman cut in line in front of me in Huntington Beach in a CVS to get my prescription, or a pharmacy. She cut right in front of me and turned and looked at me and was like, I was caught off guard. I was just standing there. I said to her, excuse me, I was next. And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, but I'm going to go ahead of you. And I said, what? I said, no, I was next. I said, why? Or I don't know why I said why. I said why, I think. And she goes, because I can. And I thought, okay, how's that going to play out? Like, I yell and scream and have a big fight with this chick like she's standing in front of me. What do I do? I think I went ahead though. Somehow I think I went ahead. I think I just kind of went around her. Like when it was next, I just pushed ahead and just walked around her like she didn't exist. But I just thought, wow, that's really interesting. I mean, that's really awful. Like, I don't want to know you. I don't want to know someone like that. What a disgusting, horrible human being that would do something like that. It's the same kind of person that, mostly women, I do see men who are like that, but I think there's a lot of women who are just cruel and horrible. Success. You will have, you're going through a situation where you are coming to success here. You may feel like you're in like some kind of war, like a spiritual warfare. But it says here you are going to come into success. I think kindness is overrated, but I mean, when you're being kind to someone awful and evil, I wouldn't be kind to evil people. No, they're evil. Like this is a bad individual. This is a person with a sinister soul. And like, I have this cup right here. But I mean, if you watch the movie Maleficent, I mean, she's not the bad one. The bad one are the people who are trying to rule and take away everything from Maleficent. That's a side story. Okay, we have intellectually rich. Someone is bringing an energy of thief and destruction. Okay, so trying to take without, you know, people who steal, people who take, people who lie, extort, you know, you will be understanding there is ambition around this energy, like a desire and a will to go forward. Pride. You could be dealing with pride. Atoning for errors. So day of judgment. Let's hope and pray and maybe do some hex blocking spells, which, I mean, maybe it's time. I haven't done hex blocking in like quite a while. I'm like, no, I'm good. I haven't done any hex blocking in a while. Just kind of like let it run. Let it play out. Maybe it's time to do some hex blocking for myself. I'm just going to be aware. Like, who's a bad person? Are you a bad person? Yeah. I mean, if someone is doing something to you, it's your responsibility to yourself to not allow it and to not be kind to someone who is, I mean, you don't go out and like do something horrible in response. You don't lower yourself to their level. But you also don't associate with them. You don't associate with someone who is cruel to you, mean. Someone who is, you know, it could be a vice that you could have. Someone who perpetuates an addiction, you know. There are many, many disgusting, awful people out there. And, you know, I'm a little tired of it. I'm getting tired of it. I mean, there's also a lot of kind people. So maybe you can just be very lucid, very clear. Like, oh, you're a very kind person. But if someone is kind, like fake, and then in the middle of being kind, they're like really mean, that's, no. A kind person would not be throwing you zingers and being mean to you in the middle of trying to pretend that they're being kind to you. That's not how it works. And it's all about intention, and I don't know. There are some people that would rather just like step on you to get ahead in their own mind. To like, for example, in that situation, the woman who did that to me to get her prescription, and the look and the way she looked at me, and she was all done up in like really nice clothes, and I think at the time I was in sweatpants because I was sick. She in her mind felt like she was better, and I was, you know, put on a lower scale in her brain. I was like, and I did feel bad. I was like, you know, I'm sitting here sick, I don't feel well, and like this complete bitch like just comes over and decides to like say, oh, because I can, you know. And I was like, and I mean, it could be money, but it doesn't have to be money. She had like a Birkin bag and like all that stuff, and I have had nice things in my life that I've worked for. Like, it's never been given to me. I had to work for it. And I would never use that as a weapon or a tool against somebody else. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever I have is for me. It's not to, like, make you feel bad. Dealing with an Ace of Cups. Okay, what else? Dealing with a Magician in the cross. Magic, dark magic. Let's just call it what it is. Demonic. It's the energy of Baphomet. So the underlying energy is the Star. You are going to recover. You will be delivered from this magician. That's what it says here. You will be delivered from a magician. Someone who's creating an illusion. There's a 7 of water energy. There's a variety of things here that you consider. There's a variety of feelings. It's not, your feelings about the situation are confused because you're dealing with a magician in the cross. You're disappointed. So this is like emotional manipulation. So when somebody is like leading you on, making you feel like, if it's like you're dating and you're like, well, I thought we were together, and they're like being nice to you, but then not returning your call. They're calling you when they want something, but then they don't text you back. They text you back like hours or days later. This is emotional manipulation. There's a 7 of Cups and a 5 of Cups. This has to do with the way you feel and the way you receive the information. Knight of Wands, your energy is being affected by the Wheel of Fortune. Change. You're motivated to go in a new direction and stand and anticipate. 3 of Wands, the energy of Aries. It is the Sun in Aries. A Knight of Cups. So these are energies in motion, moving, water and fire. They leave again. They come in, they go out. You're wanting something stable. 4 of Pentacles. You're wanting something that is resilient or something that lasts. 4 of Pentacles is like, I hold on to it. It gives me stability and meaning in my life. I don't want to risk losing, but I also don't want to, it's like you don't want to risk losing it, so you could be holding on to it, which is holding you back. Wow, so you're trying to understand with Temperance. You're trying to manage the way you feel about it, and you come into a 6 of Wands. Like, I'm better. I've overcome. I've achieved. I have motivation that overcomes that struggle. Could be going public. 10 of Swords. Destroys the enemy and desires all they have built, giving you a good familiar. Yeah, like my cat just passed away, and it passed away in my arms. I was holding him. And one good thing about that is I had a pet pass away at a vet and I wasn't there. So I always wonder, like, what happened? Like, I wasn't there. In this case, I was right there. Like, I saw him, like, passing to the other side. I was holding him and I was asking him. I was saying, no, don't leave, don't leave. And I saw him for a minute fight to stay. He was like he was trying to stay a little, but I could tell, like, he was going to go. Like, he was going to pass on to the other side. And it's definitely a spirit. Because once the spirit is gone, they're no longer, like, the same animal that you once had. They're like a vessel. It's almost like I don't want to say a costume, but it's like an empty vessel and it's gone. So it was horrible, but it actually, I witnessed, like, he's going and, they start to, like, go really, like, they're gone. And it's not easy, for sure. Bringing you a good familiar. So good familiar is a pet. So something is destroying an enemy and bringing you a good familiar. I have another cat and she's a treasure. But she misses him too, I think. What is your energy? You've moved on. It's not enough. So, Five of Pentacles, Hangman. You feel stuck in something that's not enough for you. It's when it's not enough, it really is not enough. With the Chariot, you're determined to go forward. Why is it Knight of Cups? They're determined to create a pentacle, but they move around with water. So they're determined to create something real, an Ace of Pentacles. And they're 9 of Wands. So they're very motivated to continue for that one pentacle, but you want a 4. You want something predictable that you can count on, and they are moving water. If it's a person that is like very pleasant, very nice. They kind of go around, but they don't stay. So what is the Knight of Cups? Okay. It's what you predict. 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and Justice. So what you are motivated will happen, and this person will share the feeling with someone else and bring justice to the situation. Okay. So that could be anything you've gone through where somebody was not unfair to you, not... there's a Magician in the crossing. You want 4 of Pentacles, which means you want to hold on to, protect, have something that's real and predictable in your life. And you don't want to risk losing it either by theft or by, like, if somebody takes something from you that was yours, they're stealing it. So you want 4 of Coin, they're moving water. They will do anything that they're motivated to do to get that one pentacle. What is going on here for Aries? I don't really like moving water. King of Swords. You're very serious. You know something to be the case. Very straightforward. You see it clearly for what it is. You could be cutting somebody off. I don't like moving water. I don't like feelings that move around, come and go. It can be apologies, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry, and then go on. And like a 2 of Pentacles in the cross. A choice that is real or habitual with 4 of Swords. You are being protected against slander from impious people. Very irreverent. Somebody who could be an atheist. Somebody who's thinking things are inconsequential. Hurtful, intentional. Something that lasts and is a habit. 2 of Pentacles is like, I have 1, it became something else. And it is real, and it's here all the time. And wow, 2 of Cups. You feel the same way as somebody else. The emotions are exchanged. The judgment is coming. The day of reckoning. Humiliating your enemy. That's good. I don't want an apology. Just don't do it. Atonement for error. Destroying the enemy and humiliating them. Ooh. Yeah, you're in a 5 of Wands. Ambitious. Someone coming against someone else who seeks the truth. And we have your energy coming up in the energy of death. Death and rebirth. Creating longevity. Change. Oh my God, this Knight of Cups comes in again. Moving water. Oh, hey. Oh. And they go out again. It's like, I don't want that. You want a Queen of Pentacles. You want someone who's going to be real, resilient, thoughtful, reliable. It says here you're coming into intellectual lucidity again. It says the same words. Providing you with compensation. The Sun card, restoring life, protected from your adversaries. And wild beasts, the Sun. So your energy is going through a major change. There is a judgment coming up in an energy of resurrection, revival, renewal, day of reckoning. You want Four of Pentacles. You want something you can count on and not lose. You want it to be, it says here, even deliverance from persecution. Well, today might be a day of binding and breaking hexes. And then I'll have my hex box, breaking hex box. Why is it moving water? Why is there somebody coming in with moving water? We don't want moving water. Maybe you're ignoring them. There's a Three of Wands in your energy. You are protected from your adversaries. And you come out as the end, as the hero's victory. You have longevity, Six of Wands. Protection against your infirmities, or those, God will take the evil away. Six of Wands energy is right here. And you want Four of Pentacles, and yet you're affected by Five of Cups. Yeah, emotional manipulation. Like somebody who let you down. What is Knight of Cups with the Three of Wands? What is that there? Ignore them, stay away from them. Tell them to go get bent. Eight of Pentacles. There may have been something you invested in. You maybe put specific time and energy into something. You really built it up. They come in with a Page of Cups, which is just like very weak, very friendly, but very false. I mean, it's friendly, but it's like, oh, yeah. It's very non-committal. Your energy is Emperor. You have oversight and power. You take back your power. Why is this person moving in Page of Cups, Knight of Cups? Why is that? Ooh, yeah, Five of Swords. They hate something. They take it personally and they hate something. They've internalized what happened. They feel Three of Swords, and so they project out their pain. This person needs to heal. They need to recover. The Wheel of Fortune turns on the situation at the last minute. King of Wands. So this person could even feel like it's your fault. Why is it they feel like it's Aries' fault? They project out their pain. Page of Swords. Somebody curious. Somebody who asks questions. Why is Four of Swords the root of this? High Priestess. Quiet. Silence. Being silent. Being quiet. Pulling away. Knowing the truth. The World. A great accomplishment. And the Six of Pentacles. So you have balance coming in. Something that balances out the scales. Okay, so you are coming into balance. You're coming into like a Libra, Taurus, Venus and Taurus. You're coming into good things by not accepting weak, false, silly excuses. No more excuses. That could be Knight of Cups. Like, oh, you know, and blah, blah, blah. No, get the heck out of here. Like, just leave. Yeah. No, it's like, I don't have time for an excuse. I don't have time for, silly, stupid nonsense. Like, I don't, you either, you know, if either you're a nice person and you're genuine and we're good like that, or if you're going to be fake and then cruel, like you're mean to your kids, or like somehow you demonstrate cruelty, then I don't want to know you. I don't want anything in your life. Like, just somehow get out of my energy. Like, just, oh. This Page of Cups doesn't have to be a water sign. Page of Cups is like lighthearted, fun, silly, non-committal, just kind of like, show us what's going on here for Aries. Okay, I'm gonna change it and you'll see what's going on. Two of Swords. The information's not clear. Eight of Swords. High Priestess on the bottom. Being very aloof. Two of Cups on top again. Feeling the same way as somebody else. Five of Cups in the past. Disappointments. Four of Pentacles. Wanting to hold on, protect. Surprises with the Ace of Fire. What's your energy here, Aries? Six of Air. Yeah, you have no time for this. This Knight of Fire. Okay. You, Nine of Fire. And the Moon with the Five of Swords. Yeah, somebody is like a secret hater. The Moon and the Five of Swords. What is the Knight of Wands? Oh, Ten of Pentacles, but with what? Page of Coin. A message about something permanent. But they are, and here you are defending your position. What's the outcome? Ten of Swords, the ending, and you're the Emperor. Oversight. Page of Swords, curious, asking questions, wanting to know the answers. King of Water, Nine of Coin. Something is discovered about a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. What is this moving fire? They're motivated to the Hierophant, and there's Four of Swords. There's no discussion. There's no talking. There is something that is taking a leap of faith with a Hierophant. Fresh, new school, institutions, churches. And then look at what we have underneath. This Knight of Water. They come in expressing how they feel. You want nothing to do. Page of Cups. Their energy in motion. Ace of Cups. Why are they energy in motion? Three of Wands. You're ignoring them. Maybe you've made up your mind. You're waiting on the beach for something else. Why are you Six of Swords? You have an Ace of Coin. You have a new beginning. And Queen of Wands. You're picking the wand. You're doing it for yourself. There's a lot of games with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Fire. That's like, I'm ready. I'm going to get up and go. I'm energized and in motion. The information doesn't make any sense here. There's like a lack of clarity. With the Moon and the Five of Swords, that could be like a secret hater or somebody who secretly hates someone else. So just pay attention to that. Like, is someone a secret hater? Let's go for it again. Secret haters. Okay, what have we got here? Show us. The Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Someone wants to do something on their own, and that's a problem. And Seven of Swords. There's a lie around this energy, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, what's on your mind here? The Empress. Okay. There's something being done that has never been done before. Your energy feels like you have no other choice, or maybe you feel like you're put in a position that's uncomfortable. Oh, there's a tower. They go through a tower. They go through a day of judgment. You have nostalgia for the past that something's not enough with a 5 of Cups and a 5 of Pentacles. It's really not enough. And what's the outcome? The Wheel of Fortune. This will change. Ace of Cups, the World, and the 9 of Cups. And you got your 4 of Pentacles. You will hold on. You will protect. You will hold back. You won't lose. You won't risk. And under the deck, 9 of Cups. Coming into personal satisfaction and wish fulfillment. 4 of Wands, it is what you expected. And the Chariot with the 2 of Pentacles. It's a habit. Oh my God, this Knight of Cups is right here. You're determined to go forward. You have committed to something. It's what you expect it to be. And 9 of Cups, you will feel good about it. But this Knight of Cups that comes in is doing something based on 4 of Cups and 8 of Swords. Paranoia. Everything will change. We have Wheel of Fortune coming in. So we do have things that are all about karma. You know, there could be somebody who has made some bad karma for themselves. Two of Swords. There's a lack of clarity, but it's said that you will have intellectual lucidity. You will understand. You will get it. 3 of Pentacles. Connections that are with it too. Habitual. Water is the root of the issue. Information. Trying to get the information on this family, this group, this situation connected by feelings. There's a lot of distress around this. Living rent-free in your head. You're motivated to go in a new direction. This person thinks that it's your fault. And they fire in motion. You want this Pentacle. You get what you... 4 of Wands. You get what you anticipate. Why are they fire in motion? Because they're lying. 7 of Swords. Okay. A King of Fire. Aries, Leo, or Sag. Under the deck. Somebody making up their mind. Waiting on the beach. Maybe ignoring 2 of Swords. You don't have the answers. You don't know. What is 4 of Wands here? Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. A King of the Water, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Someone makes a firm commitment. What's this? There's always a 4 of Cups with the Judgment. It's like with the Hierophant. It's like, I refuse. I don't care. I don't want that. What is this about? A 4 of Swords and a 4 of Pentacles. There's a blockage. And then somebody is standing there saying, here you go. Why are they fire in motion? 2 of Swords. Why are they 5 of Swords? They go through a tower. So they go through a shakeup. And you're Queen of Wands, so there's something where you're doing it. You're motivated to do this. You're picking up the wand and you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to do this. Your energy is Empress and Hangman. You feel like you're a person of value, but you are put in a situation where you could feel uncomfortable. All right. Let's get it again here. All right, so what have we got for Aries? Show us, what do they need to see? It's a long reading. You are impartial and you're dealing with your self-worth. What are you worth? You could be going through something about rejection. Growth. You are going through growth. And then we have here passion. Following your passion. What is this? Following your instincts with something, if you're losing interest in it, dissipating interest. You are coming into enlightenment through wisdom, and under the deck is a miracle. So dissipating interest, you're focusing on your self-worth. Your energy was Empress. You were in a Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Four of Swords. You're like, I don't want to risk anything. There is balance coming in for this confusion, impartial or balance, which is justice, and death. All right, let's see what we get from the Witch's wisdom. Sometimes you're just like, if everything else has gone haywire and everybody is lying, like literally every single person you're dealing with is lying, you could just turn to witchcraft. Not in a negative way, not like cursing and hexing and all that. I was going to do a video to show how you can do your own banish or a cleansing, like a clearing spell, and possibly I will do that later today. But I've got to go get a Starbucks and start my day right. The High Priestess of Responsibility, so this is about causing no harm to other people. However, you can block. You can block. You can do mirror scrying. If you look in the mirror and say the person's name, energetically they say that that will cause a portal where you are kind of getting into their third eye, where you're saying like, just stay the F away from me. We have a Hex of Banishment here. We also have a Wiccan Pride of Ethics. Perfect love, perfect trust. I can't read it very well. It says, harm none, do as you will. The rule of 3, what you send out will come back to you. Follow this with your heart. And fond marry you meet, and marry you art. Okay, so you'll be happier if you're just not mean to people, but you can block. Rebirth, going through the Yule. I love Yule. I can't wait for Yule. I don't have a fireplace, and it's so sad. We used to have a fireplace at our other place, and the happiest memories. Laguna Niguel. I mean, I love living there. But having our fireplace, we lived really close to Laguna Beach, and it was like a dream. It was like living in a dream. And I didn't really appreciate it. I liked it, but I mean, we have here the rebirth of Yule. We used to do the Yule of burning the log for 24 hours. We would do that around Christmas time. But we do have your familiar guardians. Some of you are dealing with familiars, getting a pet. Your familiar is your guardian. Passion of the fire. Ooh, I just said this. Okay, we have something happen in the summertime, but we do have here mirror scrying to do shadow work. I just said that. Do mirror scrying. But it's not always about the people who are coming for you. It can also be the energy you are putting out. So if you feel like, you know, I'm doing my best to be great and to be pleasant or put out good energy, that's one thing. But if you're in a grumpy mood and you're putting out bad, you're just mad at the world, it's going to kind of, like the demons, they look for that. So they're like, oh, good. You know, we got her. And we're going to just latch on to that. And like, so just try to stay out of bad energies. Try to stay away from bad people. Don't fall victim to false people. People who are nice one minute, mean the next. No, like just see a person for who they are. Like, you're a jerk. Show us one or two more for Aries. Wow, you're coming out of this situation. You could be dealing with a liar. We have a 7 of Swords and a 9 of Swords. Somebody living rent-free in your head. And you're coming out of this like the hero's victory. You're overcoming this. Maybe you're going public. 4 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Something is very reliable or that you don't want to lose. You're going to stand your ground, Queen of Wands. Defend your position. You feel like it's all your responsibility. I don't think it is here. You want to be High Priestess. There's a King of Swords, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What else? The outcome, man. You have be temperate, be understanding, manage your emotions. 9 of Cups, the wish coming true, personal satisfaction. There is a Pentacle coming in here, and there is a day of judgment or reckoning. Over this devil, very nice. Over this toxic scenario, this cruelty. The King of Swords can be a judge, a lawyer, an attorney. It can be just a person who's in some kind of authority position. All right, so that's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.